Hi everyone, welcome back to Casual Watch Talk, and this is episode 94, but we've got a bit of a special for you. So as you can see, I'm in my ugly Christmas sweater here. Chris and I thought we would do a Christmas special with some suggestions around what to buy for new watch collectors, maybe existing watch collectors, and also some watch strap ideas. But first of all, before we kick off, how have you been, Chris?
Oh, great. So, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, everyone. And looking forward to this one. Some last-minute gift ideas.
All of the items that we're going to show here, we've got Amazon affiliate links for them. You can search for these on your own, but it obviously helps out the channel if you would be so kind as to purchase them through the affiliate links.
Appreciate that.
We'll point out other sites because there's some stuff we put on here that you can't get on Amazon, believe it or not. Should we start, Chris, with, I think, maybe the most important category of this all, and that is gifts for new watch collectors or people that we're trying to get into watch collecting.
That's right. Yes. A good category. People that you've maybe identified that had worn a watch or maybe was interested, and you think, now is a good time to get someone, to give someone something to sort of get their interest into mechanical, automatic, or, a little more analog lifestyle that we so enjoy. So these are definitely, I see your list here. These are definitely some good ones, some good picks.
Well, first of all, I put on Detroit Mint. This is our friend over at Detroit Mint, Dave. And I like the Mac watches that he did. Are very affordable at $225.
Certainly the car guy crossover is there too, which is cool.
Absolutely. And also, if they're really into films as well, I mean, this was a play on a homage to the watch that was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with Quentin Tarantino released as well. So it's got that movie connection as well. All
right. Speaking of a movie tie-in, the brand with a lot of movie tie-ins, Hamilton. We can't, I don't think we could do a list of intro watches without listing a Hamilton khaki mechanical of some sort. So I really like the automatic. They have it in a couple sizes, but the 38 automatic, the bracelet on this is great. And they are, it shows them here for $500. I think you can do a little bit better than that. I've given one of these as a gift, and I've given something similar out of my collection, a Khaki King, away as a gift. They're Swiss made. They're pretty accurate. They're super rugged and reliable movements, as well as how they're built. And I don't think you can go wrong with this one.
No, I agree. And I've definitely seen them for slightly better pricing than this as well. Well, the next one that I had on my list, good friends to the show, Ryan and Reagan over at Veya. And this is a quartz watch. So great. Quartz is great if you're trying to get somebody into watches, unless they're particularly interested in mechanical watches. And I've got a great mechanical coming up. This one is $169. What's great about this one, not only is it a cool looking field watch, it was designed, or it pays homage to watches from World War II, but also it's an American company where they assemble these watches in the US as well. So that's got a really nice, same with the Detroit Mint, where he assembles the watches actually in Detroit. So if you know anybody from, Detroit or Michigan area, that's obviously got that.
Yeah, and it's a good compliment to the Hamilton. Here we have, I think field watch, is sort of I would say sort of the gateway style. Not necessarily, for most people. I think a lot more people, it sort of resonates with them, and it's ubiquitous. You can wear it every day. Definitely like an everyday tool watch, that sort of style, easy to read, decent waterproof, especially the Veya. Good pairing with that, with the Hamilton, any of the khaki line. You've got Veya here with theirs.
Next on our list is the Citizen Eco Drive ProMaster. Now, Citizen in general make fantastic quartz watches, but this is a particular favorite of mine. It does, at the moment, it's $175.99. You'll see prices bouncing around. I think it even went down to $150 during the Black Friday that we recently had. But this is a lot of watch for the money. It's a diver, really robust, great bezel. The silicone band that it comes on is fantastic as well. It looks significantly more expensive than it is. I really like this one.
Yeah, I think this is a good. This is for folks like a little more hard wearing than maybe a field watch. This one is going to be, if you know someone that's going to be, taking it swimming out in the pool, or even just doing a little more outdoor activities, bridge the sort of gap between like a more inexpensive Casio and something that's would get them interested in mechanical watches and also just that dive style watch. Pretty cool.
Next on the list is a little bit of a cheeky one, and I picked this one. It is the Invicta Pro Diver. Now, why do I say this? I say this because this watch, I still think, is the best value mechanical watch that you can buy. Is it the most unique looking watch in the world? No. But for a mechanical watch with the NH35A movement in there, for $60, it's very well made. The bracelet is really nice on it. Not only is it good for somebody who you want to get into mechanical watches, if they don't like it, it's $60. And the other thing as well, which I did with mine, is because it uses the NH35A movement, you can mod it with Seiko parts. So you can put aftermarket dials on there, aftermarket hands on there. So if you know somebody that really likes to mod things, then this is a great starter watch for somebody. Great starter watch for somebody that is into mechanical watches, but also perhaps somebody who likes to tinker, maybe an engineer that that would like to mod a watch. This is a great starter watch for that.
Yeah.
Overall, very well made. It does have a resemblance to a vintage Rolex, but when you actually see it in person, the case is completely different.
Yeah.
Also, the bracelet is completely different as well. But it does have that style to it, and I think it's a great all-rounder. And again, if they don't like it, it's $60. I actually bought one of these as a gift for somebody. They even do a quartz one, which is $55.
Huh.
So all round, in fact, they've got it at the top there, haven't they? $52.
Yeah, but the mechanical has a display back on it too, right? Pretty sure.
Yeah.
I mean, for $5 more, I think just the surprise of a automatic mechanical watch certainly going to get some style points for those folks on your list.
Well, those were our picks for watches. We could have picked a whole host of other ones, but those are our picks for just unique watches and that don't break the bank if you really wanted to get somebody into watches, or maybe somebody that's just getting started out in watches. They're great all-rounders. Mm-hmm. There's many others as well. Well, next category we've got here for Christmas is what to buy. And this is probably the hardest category, because if you're not into watches, how do you buy something for somebody that is into watches? And I know
on the scale of into watches, we're 11. So like impossible to buy for, like so we recognize that at least. Yeah. Like you gotta warn the folks. I think the stuff that we have on this section here, I think is some stuff that you can't go wrong with anyone. So we'll take a crack at it.
First on the list here. Now, full disclosure, I was sent one of these in for review, and honestly, I wasn't expecting that much from it because these watch rolls are quite inexpensive. I think they're around the let's have a look while we're looking here. I had one of these, the 4 watch rolls, and yeah, they're $80 for the 3 watch roll here, and they're on a discount at the moment. And this is they're called Mirage Luxury Travel. The thing that I really like about these is each of the sections pulls out. So it's not like a long column that you pull out of the watch roll and then you have to take each watch off. They actually slot into it, and it's very well made for the price. I think it's a faux leather, to be honest. I don't think it's real leather, but I've had one for quite a while now, and it really holds up, and it looks, again, much more expensive than it actually is. And this is what I currently keep my watches in at the moment. So this is the Mirage Luxury Travel watch roll.
Yeah, it's nice to have different things to put watches in for travel. That's it's a good. I mean, it's yes, there are going to be the favorite rolls that we have and the favorite cases that we have and the favorite, but sometimes you want to change it up, and also sometimes different situation. You might be packing for a day trip, packing for a long weekend, packing for a vacation. And this is something that I'd maybe do if I was going on vacation for a while. I would want like a set where I could put it in there and know it was safe, whether it was rolling around in the big suitcase, or not.
Yeah, absolutely. And the same could go for a decent watch box as well. I know there's plenty of handmade. Etsy's a great place if you wanted to get a handmade watch box that's personalized, maybe with somebody's initials or maybe a important message or something like that you can have on the inscribed on the box. There's some fantastic ones on Etsy. Next on the list here, the appropriately named fat bars.
The fat bars.
The fat bars.
That's
now,
right.
I have got a bit of a OCD thing about these. I will not put a NATO on a watch unless I have these fat bars. And what they are essentially is they're thicker. They're a 2.5 millimeter spring bar. So they have a larger spring with them, a larger spring inside them. They're similar diameter to the Seiko ones, except the Seiko don't have the collar on them. I swear by these, and I think these are a great gift for somebody as well.
Yeah, the regular spring bars are usually around 1.5 millimeters, so 1.5 to like 1.8, and I'll usually see manufacturers with like a regular sandbar be 1.8, so certainly something to pick up, like you said, to have for NATO. And we were actually just discussing over on the Discord, Facebook groups there about watches that wouldn't allow you to squeeze a strap on if you had one of the fat bars. So certainly for a watch enthusiast that has a bunch, this is a good pickup. All right, next on our list, I picked the Bergeron 6767 spring bar tool. So this is a little pricey for a spring bar tool. I think they're around $25, $27, somewhere around there. A little pricier, but you can't go wrong with Swiss watchmaking tools. So Bergeron is a company that makes tools for the Swiss watchmaking industry, and I have learned over the years that if you're going to buy a tool, you can buy a cheap tool 4 or 5 times, or you can buy a great tool once and sort of have it forever. So even if you have a watch aficionado, or if you have someone who's super into watches and is at 11, like we said on our list, I would absolutely love to get this, because I know that it's not going to bend. I'm not going to break it. It's got replaceable parts, and can always get in and take off hard to get leather straps, or hard straps that are come off, hard bracelets, basically.
So next on the list here, this was one of your picks, Chris.
Yeah, this is the Case Club 8-watch pre-cut waterproof travel case. I have this, and I can recommend it. I know they have it in larger sizes. They have, you can I think go up to 16 or something like that. But as I've definitely learned, you will fill it. So let's keep it down to 8. But this is sort of a little more inexpensive alternative to one of the Pelican cases, but this case is just as strong. I mean, it's got these great clips on it that it snaps shut tight. It's waterproof. This is great I use this for long-term storage, to just kind of get watches out of the watch box and safely away someplace. So I'm not worried about them if this is bouncing around in a closet someplace or under the bed, etc. It's safe in there. And I will use it when I go to watch meetups. So I'll bring this out and pick a handful of things, and then I know I can just pop it in the car, and it's totally safe.
I've got a Pelican case that I keep some of my watches in, just the small version, and you actually have to do the pick and pluck to get the right watch things, whereas this has got the pre-cut. I don't know if do Pelican even do a pre-cut watch?
I don't think so. I think that there's a bunch of companies that sell the pre-cut foam for them, but this one in particular, it has the foam, and then it no problem fitting watches, and it's got the little accessory slot on the side for your Bergeron tools.
Well, you're on a roll, Chris, so this is another great pick from you. And this, unfortunately, isn't available on Amazon, so we don't know whether you get it in time for Christmas. But I've certainly bought off this website before, and they are great.
Yeah, so over on Esslinger.com, I would recommend a jeweler's eye loop, and they've got a couple of options. This one here that Sam has up on the web, and then I've got the one that's actually a clip that clips to your glasses. So if you know someone who wears glasses, or I find it a little more comfortable to have it on a pair of reading glasses than to have the crazy head thing, which I'm sure they have on Esslinger.com as well. You know what I'm talking about, Sam?
Oh, yes, with the it looks like something from Back to the Future, like Dr. Brown would have.
Yeah, exactly. But the takeaway here is some magnification, a jeweler's loop, some way to magnify. If you're just, these guys offer it in different magnifications. I recommend a 8x or a 10x as just a standard. You can get all different magnifications, but at least with a 10x, when you take it out and you have to use it, you can definitely see what you're working on, and if it's tiny, you can definitely see every little detail. So definitely, it's a good one for those of us who have a bunch of watches, and if you haven't looked at your watch under a 10x loop, you'll know if you need to wash it.
Well, I was just about to say that these loops need to come with a little bit of a parental advisory warning, don't they? Because certainly when I've looked at watches that I've really liked under the loop, and you spot maybe the slightest fleck of dust, or certainly I know when you've modded watches for me, we've been almost obsessed with every tiny little speck of dust.
It'll pick, and you just and you could never ever notice it, but if you look at it under a 10x loop, you will see every little for watches that you may have had. I had a watch for 10 years, and I never noticed, and then you look at the back of the lugs and you see every nick and scratch of every time you went at it with a cheaper tool to try to get the bracelet off.
So a little bit of a parental advisory there, but I've definitely got them. They are really handy as well. And also, the flip side of that is, especially I've had it with Christopher Ward and a few other watches, where you look at it under the loop and the attention to detail is incredible. The microscopic attention to detail when they're assembling these watches. So it can also make you appreciate a watch a lot more as well.
As a bonus item, while we're kind of talking about watch-making tools, I wanted to mention, this is Rodico. Sam, are you familiar with this stuff?
I am, and I foolishly thought that this was like Blue Tack when I first saw it. I'm like, why wouldn't you use Blue Tack?
Right,
but it's its own thing, isn't it?
Right. Yeah. So Swiss Bergeron Rodico is amazing. It is probably the second tool that I reach for when I'm doing any sort of watch modding or care. First being to take the Springbauer tool and then to either clean the area around where I'm like unscrewing. This is the go-to as far as even when I'm working on the inside of a watch, like picking up small parts, you can actually like grab small parts with it. It removes all sorts of dirt and debris. So, you know, this is one of those ones where it's a super useful tool, but I think it's underappreciated. There's always a stick of this on a watchmaker's bench, and it solves a lot of other problems. If you have like dirt or debris in the threads of your crown, you could just smoosh that in there and clean it all out, which is great. Same thing with your lugs, same thing with your bezel. So definitely nice little stocking stuffer there to add.
And I've even seen you use it for putting hands on watches as well, because it doesn't leave any residue.
Correct.
And it also, even though you've got tweezers to put them on, the tweezers can even scratch the hands.
Yeah. I mean, I have brass tweezers, and it's like the slightest. And if you were to just brush them across a painted dial, you could leave a mark. So better to be safe, and I'll just use them to put the hands on too.
Well, our final category here, and we joke on the channel that we're as much watch strap collectors as we are watch collectors. I know I certainly am. So we thought we would do a category for watch straps. So this is for a gift for somebody if you want it, or if a gift for yourself if you want to give your watch a whole new look. We've picked a couple of my favourite watch straps from this last year. And I'm going to kick this one off with one of my favourite bracelets. It looks crazy if you've never seen one before, but I just love this. And this is the Uncle Seiko razor wire bracelet. I'm actually got one on the new Seiko speed timer here. I've got a 22mm version, and I've also got a version for my Seiko Turtle. But this is a crazy looking bracelet, but is so comfortable. It's probably the most comfortable bracelet you'll ever wear, and it has the added benefit as well of being metal puzzle, because when you try and change the links, it is quite the adventure to change the links on it.
Right.
But I just love.
That's when you need that's when you really need the magnification and the tools. There we go.
Well, so you buy all of them. Buy all of them as a job lot. But
right.
Uncle Seiko, he's got these straight end ones which you can put on any watch, and he also has specific versions for the SKX 007, for the Seiko Turtle. So he makes specific ones. In fact, if you've never been on Uncle Seiko's website, he's got bracelets for all sorts of watches, including a whole set of bracelets for the Black Bay 58, for the Speedmaster as well. He's got some great vintage style bracelets, beads of rice, etc. for the Omega Speedmaster as well. So if you want to give your watch a new look, or want to give it a new bracelet, then I highly recommend going over to Uncle Seiko. Next on the watch strap list was one of your picks, Chris.
Right. Yeah. Speaking of watch straps I wear all the time, I've got my Zin 104 white dial on the black FKM smooth diver. Let me try that again. The black FKM smooth diver, the rubber watch band. And this one's from a brand I've mentioned a couple of times. It's from Clockwork Synergy. They've got some good stuff, and they've got pretty good pricing and pretty fast delivery. So this is just a favorite rubber strap that is an all around good value. It's got super durable, and you can't go wrong in like a 20 mil style if you don't necessarily know what they've got, but pick one up for yourself for sure.
Yeah, and I've had these FKM, and not all FKM straps. FKM is the type of rubber.
Correct.
Not all FKM straps are made the same. I've had ones that have lasted a long time. I've also had ones that have split. Mm-hmm. So this is why going to a website like this and paying this sort of price for them is how you get a decent one.
Yeah, I don't think these should be less. I don't think they should be. If you're paying $9 for this, you're not getting the best quality rubber and the best quality strap. So.
Well, next on the list here, and one that unfortunately you probably won't get in time for this Christmas, but certainly a great gift for a watch enthusiast that's into leather watch straps, and that is Mikola over at Man Cave Leather. He sent me these straps in for review before. They are fantastic. He hand makes them in the Ukraine, and he just does an excellent job of them. There's a load of choice, a lot of different types of leather, and also a lot of different colours and styles as well. He does a fantastic job of these. I've got one of the crocodile straps. I've also had some of the pure leather ones. He does a fantastic job of these. So if you wanted to buy one for somebody for a Christmas present, maybe you could customize it for that person and then, put a picture in a card or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're all handmade, so it's unlikely you'll get it for this Christmas, but an excellent gift anyway. Our final watch strap and our last pick for Christmas is Zulu Diver. Now, Zulu Diver is an offsprout of Watch Gecko, who also make great watches, but their shipping to the US is extortion at the moment. If you're in the UK, you can get these straps a lot easier. But Zulu Diver, they have economy shipping. I think it's as low as $3 to ship to the US. But I think they do a fantastic job, the Zulu Diver brand, of not only their rubber straps, but also their metal bracelets as well. But one of my particular favorites is their version of the Tropic strap. The reason I like it is it's extremely flexible, comes in a few different colors as well, and I believe this new version, if I'm not mistaken, is you can actually have it with the Seiko spring bars as well, and it actually says it there as well.
Nice.
So a great all-rounder. They also, as well, while we're on it, a bit of impromptu, they always do a great sale as well. So they'll always have quite a bit of money off for the sale. So here you can see a watch strap at £4 here. These are great as well. I've got one of these vintage style dive straps as well with the compression numbers down the side. Gives a real nice vintage look to a watch. But they do a great all around. Their metal straps are fantastic as well. And these are similar to the Watch Gecko ones. Watch Gecko actually, I believe they're affiliated, and they have Zulu Diver as well. But the metal bracelets are always really well made. Overall, a really cool sight. And I especially wanted to call out that Tropic rubber strap as well. Well, those were our picks for Christmas gifts. If you're buying for somebody else, if you're buying for yourself, or you're dropping some hints for somebody else to buy something, and also watch straps. Thank you for everyone who's watched and listened to the podcast this year. And we wish you a happy holidays. We'll see you next time in the new year on Casual Watch Talk.
All right. Merry Christmas, everyone.